Welcome to Prince Shorthand House, exercise number 75, legal real judgments, 100 words a minute. Ready? Start. The allegations contained in the letter of Dr. Deshpande were found unsubstantiated, and an explanation was given by the police in its aforementioned status report filed to that effect. Subsequently, on 11th September 2007, the SHO R.K. Puram sought legal opinion of the chief prosecutor on the following issues: whether for the omission to prevent the said fire stunt on the stage, the cultural committee and student advisory committee comes in the purview of definition of negligence or not; whether in the above mentioned circumstances any criminal liabilities of members of the above said both the committees arise or not; whether in the above mentioned circumstances all the members of cultural committee and a student advisory committee are liable for the above said lapses oblique negligence or not; whether the principal being head of the institution is liable for any negligent act in the above said case or not. In response thereto, the learned chief prosecutor opined that it is a matter of investigation as who is liable for the act of omission or negligence. On the basis of investigation and evidence collected, the criminal liability are to be ascertained. No law point is involved. The investigations are at its midways. The aforementioned opinion was rendered on 17th August 2007, following which on 27th August 2007 the charge sheet was filed. The charge sheet, a copy of which a place on record, only states that certain statements under section 161 Criminal Procedure Code were recorded. After that, SI tried to join the other members of Cultural Committee and Student Advisory Committee in the investigation and tried to interrogate them, but due to objections oblique resistance from the staff members, further investigation oblique arrest could not be done. Thereafter, SI sent the seized exhibits of the case of opinion to FSL, but the FSL authorities did not accept the exhibits due to heavy pendency and shortage of staff. The same were again deposited in the Malkhana by the SI. Therefore, further investigation was handed over to SI Virender Prakash. During investigation, SI Virender Prakash tried to join the remaining members of Cultural Committee and Student Advisory Committee in further investigation and interrogation, but remained unsuccessful due to the opposition and adverse circumstances. SI issued notice and received the relevant information and attached the same with the file. In the charge sheet, it is stated that accused numbers 3 to 8 were not arrested in view of the student union elections and law and order situation, but that they were working at the Motilal Nehru College at the relevant time. I have heard the submissions of Mr. Ramesh Gupta, the learned counsel for the petitioners, and Mr. Jaideep Malik, the learned APP for the state. Mr. Gupta submits that the petitioners are sought to be roped in only on the basis of the statements recorded of MS Kasturi Sharma and Mr. Subhas Sharma. Their statements were recorded on 19th August 2007 and 24th August 2007 respectively, that is more than 5 months after the incident. In the said statements, there is nothing to indicate that any of the petitioners were in any manner responsible for the accident that took place. In particular, he submits that there is no evidence to show that accidental death of the deceased took place on account of any rash and negligent act of any of the petitioners. Relying on the judgment of the Supreme Court in Jacob Mathew versus State of Punjab, he submits that the ingredients of offense under section 304A IPC are not even prima facie made out in the instant case. He submits that the accident happened on account of the deceased performing an act on his own. Stop.